It looks like Spider-Man Far From Home is going to be re-released in theaters, and that's going to be Spider-Man the Extended Cut. So this is pretty exciting, and it appears is that re-releases are going to be the trending thing in Hollywood and in movies. I mean, if I got to say so myself, it seems like everybody is finding a way to make more money, whether it be loots, digital distribution like streaming services, and where every company is doing that. And now I think Hollywood has found a way. With the success of Avengers Endgame passing Avatar in the box office by beating them by a few $1 million in the worldwide box office, it looks like Sony wants to capitalize on that by doing that for their films. And right now, Spider-Man Far From Home is their biggest film ever. I'll have more on the info right after the intro. Welcome to News to the Science, where we discuss comics, movies, games, and more. And if you haven't figured it out by now, Spider-Man Far From Home is getting an extended cut and is going to be re-released in theaters August 29th. So I have more info on the topic, and then I'm going to share my input regarding the re-release and the idea of re-releases, because it seems to be that like re-releases are the actual trend that's going to be going on moving forward in Hollywood. And I think other studios are going to be capitalizing on that, and it looks like Sony's the first one to do it, right after Marvel did it with their film Avengers Endgame. Over the weekend, Spider-Man Far From Home became the biggest and highest grossing film Sony has ever released. Naturally, Sony is following up that success by sending Far From Home back into theaters. Sony has announced that Spider-Man Far From Home Extended Cut will hit theaters on Thursday, August 29th. It will feature 4 minutes of footage edited back into the film, including a never-before-seen action sequence. The re-release was timed to coincide with Labor Day weekend. It's also fortuitous for Sony because this past weekend was the first time that Far From Home has fallen out of the top 10. Given that Avengers Endgame's re-release helped it break Avatar's worldwide record, Marvel superhero film re-releases could be a trend. At $376 million, Far From Home is second only to Sam Raimi's Spider-Man for the Spidey domestic record of $403 million. Even with the re-release, that may be a tall order for Far From Home. However, if the box office continues to be soft ahead of It Chapter 2's release, then Sony could have a shot at that record. It also remains to be seen if fans will embrace another Marvel re-release so soon after the last one. The Avengers Endgame re-release's unfinished Hulk deleted scenes and extras were widely criticized for being insubstantial. Will you catch Spider-Man Far From Home Extended Cut in theaters? Let me know in the comments down below. So yes, back on the topic of how the Avengers Endgame re-release had a few scenes that were just quite not finished and was proven to be insubstantial for the most part for the audience. And because of that, it was widely criticized. A lot of us were worried if other studios did this, that they would give us a finished product. And you know what? A good analogy to use is like Sony and other studios re-releasing their movies is like the game industry, where they release games, but you have like loots and microtransactions to make. But at the same time, you have to dish out extra money to get more what you want. So it's like the same concept. And I think Hollywood's going to be capitalizing on that idea. And I don't blame them if they want to make more money. But at the same time, we see where this is going. And I think pretty soon, everyone else, every company out there, every major movie production company out there is going to catch on. And they're going to want to capitalize on that idea. What I'm thinking that Spider-Man Far From Home, the extended cut re-release is going to have is those missing scenes that we did see in the trailer. Like Spider-Man, Peter Parker running errands to get like his passport, selling his action figures by making extra money, so he can pick up his passport before he takes off to Europe, running a few errands, and actually fighting crime as Spider-Man shortly before he takes off to Europe as well. Like there was that one scene in the trailer where he was talking to the cops after fighting that crime family in this building, and then the cops go like, "Are you the next Iron Man?" And then Spider-Man replies with, "No, I'm busy doing your job." Just kidding. I'm going on vacation." We didn't get to see that, and it's because of those misleading trailers that we get to like, criticize films for it, and I was a little disappointed. But now that we are being reassured that we're getting an extended cut, I think we're going to be getting those missing scenes from the trailer. Because honestly, I wanted to see more of Spider-Man doing things in New York, like fighting crime, running some errands, before shortly taking off to Europe. And that's the kind of things that we didn't get to see in the movie, in the final product. And perhaps we might even get an extended cut or fight sequence from that Mysterio sequence from Spider-Man Far From Home. And if you haven't seen it already, minor spoilers ahead, but not really. There was a sequence in the movie that was really comic booky, and it was the best sequence in the entire film, where Spider-Man faces off Mysterio in this like illusional trance, and we see like an Iron Man coming out of the grave and just reaching out for Spider-Man, and he's like all damaged, and you see like his skeleton underneath, and it was a pretty dark, eerie, creepy sequence for even a Spider-Man film, and that was really cool. I really enjoyed that sequence. It was very trippy, and that's what made Mysterio a very compelling villain in this film. So I highly suggest you go out and check out the extended sequence, provided that these extra scenes are actually done and edited really well. I hope we don't get the same situation that we did for Avengers Endgame, where we got insubstantial scenes where like they were completely not edited properly and weren't finished, and they just went ahead and threw these scenes into the film that necessarily didn't really fit with the whole plot of the story, and that would have actually conflicted with the whole plot of the story. But I think with these added scenes for the extended cut of Spider-Man Far From Home, it wouldn't affect the plot or impact it heavily. We would just get more scenes. And that's what we initially wanted when we first saw the Far From Home trailer, because there were scenes that were clearly missing in the film that were in the trailer. So you let me know your thoughts, guys. Are you going to go ahead and go check out the extended cut of Spider-Man Far From Home? You let me know down in the comment section below, guys. As always, please stay tuned for more videos. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and click on bell notifications so you all don't miss anything. And as always, I will see you all in the next comic panel.